There's a certain moment every year in Italy where everything is shifting a little bit. The days get longer, the windows stay open later at night, and you see that the fruttivendolo is selling strawberries and then also nectarines and melons. You know, summer is slowly returning. And it's not happening all at once, but it just happens in small moments. And when these moments happen in Sicily, life is very good. In this video, I will show you some clips that I took of some trips that I took when I was in Trapani for a month. I went to Aci Castello, which is near Catania, and I went to Erice, which is a medieval town on the hilltop, and it's 750 meters above sea level on the Monte Erice. And it has offered me some breathtaking views. And yeah, I just wanted to show you these clips, more as like a celebration of the start of summer. Now, for example, in Rome, it's more or less 21 degrees al massimo. So at some points of the day, it's even more chilly. And we had some rain and a lot of wind. But I can see in the weather forecast that it's going to be 29 very soon. So I guess that is the sudden summer shift, which happens last year. It also happens very like abruptly, where you did not expect it, and it was like, okay, I guess we're in summer now, time to sweat. But I think Sicily is just, you know how I feel about Sicily. Sicily is magical, and I hope these clips will give you some of that feeling as well. And yeah, enjoy. When I was in Trapani, I felt the need to visit Aci Castello once again. I've been there many times, as you know if you've been watching my videos for a while, but sometimes we need to visit a place once again when we ourselves have changed a bit. It's funny how this gives you new insights, and how you experience a place can be a little bit different. I took the train from Palermo station to Aci Castello, and the train ride itself is already a blessing. I love to watch Sicily unfold behind my window view. Hills that are lit golden by the morning sun, abandoned stations, laundry moving in the wind, and my personal favorite, glimpses of the sea appearing and then disappearing again. I always get instant happy when I see il mare. The closer you get to the eastern coast, the darker the volcanic stone becomes. Aci Castello sits just north of Catania, facing the Ionian Sea, and it's known for its Norman castle built on a black lava cliff shaped centuries ago by eruptions from the Etna. What I always loved about Aci Castello is that life's still very connected to the sea. The sea is everyone's friend. It sounds so cliche, but when you get to spend some time here, you will feel it too. Everyone is always talking about il mare, il mare, il mare, il mare. It's like the main character of the city. And in the mornings, old people, they sit near the sea and talking for hours. You can see families, couples gather on the rocks during summer evenings, and the small streets, they fill with the smell of coffee, sunscreen, fresh seafood, and of course cigarettes. There are no grand monuments demanding your attention like there is in Rome, so it makes you relax instantly. You don't feel any FOMO. You just get to be. And returning this time, it felt like expected, a little bit different, and not just because the town had changed, but because I had, and somehow that made me notice details I had overlooked before. I Savoiardi fatti a mano hanno qualcosa di speciale, forse perché richiamano subito i dolci della tradizione, oppure perché dietro a qualcosa di così semplice c'è ancora un gesto lento, fatto con cura. Guardare qualcuno prepararli a mano mi ricorda quanto sia bella la semplicità delle cose fatte bene. Farina, uova, zucchero e un po' di pazienza. In un mondo che va sempre veloce, ci sono ancora piccoli momenti che profumano di casa. È buono.
Questi sono i savoiardi, da noi si chiamano così, savoiardi.
There is something about plants that immediately changes the atmosphere around us. Maybe it's the color green, or maybe it's the reminder that growth happens naturally when conditions are right. Cacti especially fascinate me. Imagine, they survive under intense heat and store water for difficult times, and they ask for very little while they're still becoming something so beautiful. Being surrounded by them slows my thoughts down. The nervous system responds to nature in ways we often underestimate. The moments of leaves in the wind, natural textures, sunlight at touching the terracotta, the presence of living things growing at their own pace. Being surrounded by this makes you feel calm and, that feeling of everything is going to be okay, everything's always working out, happens then. On this terrace in Sicily, with the sea in the distance and the scent of warm stone and plants in the air, everything feels grounded. Like if the body remembers that it was never designed to live in constant rush and doing, but just being. And maybe that's why places filled with plants feel so restorative. They just invite us to exist and not always do. Here are some ceramic pieces that are handmade by the daughter of the Airbnb owner. She's also a teacher. And there's something about handmade objects. You can just feel the patience in them, the attention, and human touch. Just like caring for plants, working with clay requires presence and repetition. Like a rhythm that asks you to really be slow and stay connected to your hands instead of getting distracted by your phone's notifications and sounds and light and all of that. I decided to walk from Trapani to Erice. Honestly, I didn't know there was a cable car going from Trapani to Erice. I only found that out later. But actually, I was very determined to walk there. The road kept on climbing. It went very steep, and the sun became very heavy. And there were certain moments where I really started to question why did I decide to do this in the first place. But somewhere along this way, I saw the most beautiful views, and my body was taking over step after step. And I was very happy with my decision to take the walk. Going up. He said, oh, good morning. Maybe that's why hikes like this feel so regulating for the nervous system. There's no urgency except continuing forward, taking step by step. Your attention shifts to very simple things, your breathing, the way you step your foot on the stones, make sure you're not falling, keeping balance. And there was also a lot of wind, so I really had to take so my body really needed to work to keep their balance. And I don't know, the smell of warm earth and all of these views that were like breathtaking, it just kept me going. And after all that effort, even the smallest things, they feel different.
Sì. Alla pesca? No, 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 un cappuccino no? No, tu non dici no, ha dicho cappuccino.
For example, I went to this coffee place, and apparently it's one of the most famous pasticceria in Erice, and the coffee taste was exquisite. Also, I had a little pastry. Not because it was necessarily the best coffee in Sicily, because I had better ones, but in that moment, my body was so present for it. And exhaustion has a strange way of sharpening gratitude. And nature does that to us as well. Plants, mountains, long walks, sea air, they return us to this slower rhythm, and one where the nervous system is no longer has to be alert all the time. And when you're in that state, even this very simple drink can feel very unforgettable. I had to say I had a lovely time there. It was a day trip, and I would do it again. The walk, I mean. But today it was especially very windy, so I would like to see Erice when it's a little bit more calm. But nonetheless, it was great because the temperatures were really high, so the wind was like a gift at the same time. Highly recommend going there. You won't forget it. Thank you so much for having watched this video. I hope I could take you in a more like relaxed state. Yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. If you haven't done, could you please subscribe to my channel and like this video, give it a thumbs up. That will really help me. And yeah, hope to see you in the next one. Ci sentiamo. Un abbraccio. Ciao.